Hey everybody, welcome to Monday Night Psychic Chat. So as everybody knows who's going to get these notifications, I usually just talk about a few things that are going on while people start hopping on and getting in the groove of Monday night. So things that are happening, if everybody remembers, in November, hey Tracy, hey George, in November this Citrine Point is going to be the giveaway, the free giveaway, second Sunday of November. I'm going to be doing the drawing on this. And then I need a poll for December. So let me see who else on. Angie, hey, Vicky, Darlene, Kayla, Braxter, Kim, hey guys, Evelyn. I need a poll from you guys. Hey Chantal. For December's giveaway, the lavender quartz ring was a big loving thing that the people liked back a few months ago. So I got another one, and it's either, I want you guys to chime in and tell me what you want for December's giveaway. Do you want another lavender quartz ring, or would you rather have this pendulum, this crystal pendulum? Hey Melissa, hey George, hey Heba, hey Shay. So chime in and let me know. Just put a little comment there of which one you'd rather have for December's giveaway. Also, I want to say one thing before we get on to our topic. I'm doing another online self-healing with gemstones for November the 19th. It's on my page on Eventbrite. It's going to be online, but I'm using a different application. I figured out how to do Google Hangouts live on air through YouTube. And so when I put it on my YouTube channel, it's going to be a live stream, and it is also going to be recorded. And I think that the quality will be way better than Zoom. So we're going to try that this time. And that is November the 19th. And I'll post a link to that again tomorrow. Hey Zoe. So let's get on to our topic, which is possession and oppression. So some of the things that I want to tell you about. Let's look at situations that make you susceptible to demonic influence. So what kinds of situations do you think would make you susceptible to demonic influence? Hey John. It's going to be any situation or condition that keeps you from controlling your energetic aura. So what kind of situations would keep you from controlling your aura? Well, the first thing, a lot of people under the age of 29 don't have the life experience and are still a little bit unsure of their energy to be in total control of their aura. So age, yes, unless you have a really mature person that's under the age of 29. But usually after the age of 29, they gain enough life experience to control the energy field that they have. Braxter, obsession, yes, very, very much so. Chantal, anger, yes. Mental illness is another factor that keeps you from being able to control your auric field. Drugs and alcohol. Hey Jeff, how are you? Severe illness, like as if you were in a hospital and critically ill, you're not under control of your own aura. When you are in a sleep state, you're definitely not in control of your aura, and you're prone to psychic attack and demonic influence at that time. Now here's one that not everybody, hey, thanks for the hearts, kisses back. Not everybody knows about this next one, but when you undergo anesthesia, yes, Heba, depression. Hey, Lana. When you undergo anesthesia, you need to have some kind of psychic protection in place and around you while your protection from your conscious mind is not in the picture. So anesthesia is another one that can lead to that. Also, a weak mental condition, like if If you are a person who's very easily influenced, or a person who's very easily bullied around, that's a kind of a weak mental conditioning that the demonic influence takes advantage of that. So, hey Kathy, let's look at symptoms of oppression. So, some of the symptoms of oppression, and oppression is different than possession. Oppression is different symptoms altogether, but it leads to oppression. I wanted to read you guys this one thing that really caught my focus. It's where the mind goes from partial and temporary influence by the demon to eventual and complete possession. And the possession is where the person has lost the will and the strength to resist. So in oppression, they're feeling the symptoms of this partial and temporary influence, but they haven't lost the will and the strength to resist the demon completely. Hey Jean, hey Iwa. So let's look at some symptoms of oppression. Symptoms of oppression would be loss of speech and severe, profound depression. So that is one symptom. Social withdrawal from peers or your friends and family. You're being withdrawn and pulling away from those relationships of those people that love you. Abnormal behaviors based on your pattern of reactions. Thanks for the hearts. So that would be abnormal behaviors for you, like, I have never seen her or him do that before. I can't believe that they reacted like that. That's really not with their personality profile that we know and have known for years. Also, intermittent states of anxiety and depression and thoughts of suicide are also oppressive symptoms. Feelings of violence that are abnormal or out of character, and extreme paranoia. Now, those can be symptoms, I know, of mental illnesses also, but so that's why it's sometimes hard to pick up on the early signs and symptoms toward going towards possession. Sleep disturbances are part of oppressive symptoms, and financial loss due to withdrawal, social withdrawal, and these abnormal behaviors that make you unable to hold a job or keep a financial basis going. Hey Louise, hey Deborah. Heba says, I get the anxiety at random times. That's probably more of just an anxiety disorder, Heba, than any type of oppression. What we're talking about tonight is like demonic influence. So now we're going to progress on to symptoms of possession. So the symptoms of possession are a little bit more, I should say, overt. So the symptoms of possession are like a foul smell, either of rotting flesh or sulfur. A person who has a black aura, but then you're going to have abilities to see that. Hey Deborah, physical violence performed on the person who is possessed by the entity, such as slapping, hitting, rape, or like throwing them out of bed. So it's the violence is not extroverted to somebody else. It is directed towards the person who's possessed. You're going to see an inability to come into contact with religious items or to go to church or to say the Lord's Prayer. They will also have frequent trance states and blackouts. So that's another big one. Sometimes, and this is very, very, very rare, the conversation will be in another language that's not known to the person. And frequently you're going to see paranormal phenomena surrounding the person in question, like poltergeist phenomena, kind of violent paranormal phenomena. Kyla. So those are some of the things. What I need from you guys is some questions about possession and oppression, because I feel like a lot of us come under oppression at times, and it doesn't have to be demonic oppression. It can be oppression or possession by a spirit that used to be human, like a ghost. So, and certainly you wouldn't see the same signs of possession if it were a human spirit, although a few of them can be similar. So, all of this research was very, very interesting, and there were a lot of controversial things that I did come upon. So, my question to you guys tonight is, why do you think that demons are even interested in us? What is the goal behind possessing a human? What is their intent? Why do you think they're even bothered with us? Like, what would be their goal and purpose for doing that? So chime in and let's see what you guys have to say. So Heba says, have you known people that were possessed, and were you able to help? Yes, I have known people that were possessed, Heba, and no, I was not able to help them. Some people are so entrenched in either this other entity that has taken control over them, or they have actually incorporated that into their persona, that they don't want any help at all. So Heba says, gaining power. Now, think of that real hard, Heba, because eventually they usually kill the person. So, if you just wanted to gain power, you would leave that person alive and not completely destroy the vessel. Shay says, as a vessel. Yes, Shay, as a vessel, but for what purpose? For what purpose? So Kyla says, I think it's just the game for them. That is a good point, Kyla. I'm going to lead to what I think the purpose is, and this is just from my experience, but Liz says, hello, I want to know if, because my house has spirits, it could be they make me fight with my girlfriend. Could they make me more depressed than usual? Yes. Because you can come under oppression from ghosts or spirits. It doesn't have to be a demonic influence that takes control of your emotions. So what we call that, Liz, is an attachment. So they attach to your auric field, and like maybe when you're asleep or something, and then they try to influence your actions to whatever their goals or benefit they want to do. What they do is control you to where they kind of beat down your strength and your will to resist. So Heba says, how would a possessed person overcome? So Heba, an exorcism. They need an exorcism, and they need to have reinstilled in them the will to, and the will and the strength to resist the demonic influence. Because when a person becomes possessed, at the point where it goes from oppression to possession, they've lost that will and that strength to resist the entity, and then they usually let it take over. So there has to be something in them that pushes back and that fights and is pushing their strength against the energy of the aggressor. So Chantel says, some kind of weird fun. Yes, I mean, that could be. I'll tell you in just a minute what I think. Shannon says, demons want to control. Yes, they do. Christina, to relive life the way that they wished they did. Well, if it's a spirit or a ghost, that's when they attach to your auric field, and they will try to live through the host's body and to do things that they wish that they had done or want to have more life. So Heba says, would a demon ever hold on to a person for? And I don't see anything else on there. Hey, Lacey. So when you're looking at, would a demon ever want to hold on to a person for sometimes whole life? Yes. Yes, there are people who they like what has attached to them. They need it. They've incorporated it into their persona, and they do not want to let go of that evil entity. So Shay says, why do you think a person with mental illness is more susceptible? Oh, because they're not in total control of their aura. Like, they may not be able to perceive or understand that they need to be in protection of that aura, especially during certain times like sleep, or use psychic protection. And also, some of the medications that are used for mental illness will prevent a person and make them more sleepy and prevent them from being in control or being in protection of their aura at critical times. So William says some sort of sacrifice, maybe. I think, William, you're closest to what I think, because I was looking at, and this is interesting, places where demons dwell. So, like, where do they stay before they come and attack us? And I'm gonna get to all this, but tell me what you guys think. Where do demons dwell? Because this was very interesting for me to come across. So, hey Rita, hey Becca, hey Mary. Liz says, can you please tell me how I can get rid of this? Also, I can be attracting because I always go into my basement to record and capture evidence. Spirit box says my name a lot. What kind of protection can I use? Okay, Liz, what I'm going to do, what I want you to do, Liz, is to go on to Kindle, Amazon Kindle, and look up Banishment of Negativity. It's an ebook that I have, and if you have Amazon Prime, you can read that for free. And then I will, later after the broadcast is over, probably tomorrow morning, Liz, I will send you a link to the psychic protection video that I have out on my YouTube channel, and you can watch that for free. So Shay says, in the other realm, like when you astral project, I've done it and it's kind of scary. Yes, that's why part of the time when you're most vulnerable is when you're asleep. So what I need to know from you guys, hey Angie, hey Kitty, is where do demons dwell? Where do you think that demons dwell? In your mind, like where would be a place that would be at risk that you would go? So where are they? Like, do you have to be careful where you go? I think so. Heva says wrongdoing, and Chantel says lost between our world and the beauty of the other world full of love. Yes, they are lost, absolutely. So in my research, this is what I found out. So the places where demons dwell, and this is in a lot of different documentation, they're referring to dry places. Places that are dry where these demons wander without any nourishment, without any water. So when you look up the definition of dry, the word dry means bare or lacking, withered, desiccated, or without. So that's sort of like a hungry ghost wandering. So they are in places that do not have life, because life is creation. The water is life, creation is life, and these demons dwell where it's dry, bare, lacking, withered. So places where they dwell are caves, dry wells, abandoned buildings, abandoned graveyards, places that are without life. They cannot have life. So God is creation and life, and the demon is destruction and death. So the goal of the demon is simply and unequivocally to destroy God's creation. That's it. So that's why they insidiously attach and work on the psyche and work on the mind to tear it down and then take over and finally destroy the person because they're destroying God's creation. Plain and simple. So tell me what you think about that. I thought that was pretty profound when I came across that, because demons are the antithesis of creation, which is destruction. So creation good, destruction evil. So this was all really so very interesting. Let's see what other questions I have here. Places that have seen tragedy, sadness, and loss. Yes, that's going to be a place where they kind of prosper and their energy can just run rampant in that area. Liz, why does a demon live in a person's house? It's probably wanting to attach to someone and to take over that person and destroy them totally. Because for me, and it's just my opinion, is the only goal that they have is simply to destroy God's creation, which is you. So let's see, Katie. Deborah says totally agree. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before, but this just kind of seems like it flows really well. And it's the way that they take over a person and the way that they work on their mental ability and break it down. And then when the person is vulnerable and tired and doesn't have the strength to resist, they classically take over, possess, and then they start to try to kill the person, actually. Heba, was a demon ever a person? This is just my opinion, but I feel that humans have an obligation to evolve. But, unfortunately, some people devolve as well. And when you devolve, you become like less human. So, it's just my opinion that a person who was once human can devolve to such a point that they become so evil that they devolve into a demon. So, have you ever seen some people that were just so evil that you looked at them and just thought to yourself, how in the world can that person be human and do that to another, And so I feel like, somebody can devolve to that point. So Jason has a good comment. Read The Dark Siege of Connecticut Family's Nightmare books, and you will have a clear understanding about demonic infestation, oppression, and possession. So that would be a good reference, yes, Jason, for people to read, and I would encourage them to do that. That would be an excellent read to make. So Angie has a comment. I've been told that I have a black aura, that because of something my parents did and I'm being punished. I'm having so many negative challenges that are breaking me down. How do you reverse? Good question, Angie. There are such things as familial curses, and there is a link that I'm going to send you to a site where it will show you exactly how to reverse that, Angie. So after the broadcast tomorrow morning, I will send you that link. And I really, usually for me, people that have a black aura are usually under oppression or possession, or they're near dying. A lot of people that I worked with in the hospital, when they finally their aura turns black, they're really, really close to dying, like within days. So Luis has a comment. You can unknowingly beckon them when you are in a deep state of sorrow or depression. Yes, that is one of those. Remember, that's one of the symptoms of oppression. So, yeah, they're really drawn to that because they're drawn to destruction. So, hey, George. Hey, Christina. Christina says, I've been having some issues with sleep paralysis. I see a black figure coming toward me every time this happens. I wake up with my jaw hurting. Could something be trying to get me? Yes, because sleep state is one of the most prevalent times that you are open to psychic attack and oppression. So, Christina, I'm going to send you that psychic protection video to watch, and that will kind of let you in on some techniques that you can use and put around for a little bit of protection during sleep. So, Kendra has a comment, is any of this related to sleep paralysis? Yes. They are trying to say that sleep paralysis is like a medical thing, but there's too many people that report psychic attack and entities that have come into the picture during that time. So I really don't think that it is anything other than psychic attack when you're asleep. So George thinks that he's being oppressed. George, I would suggest that you get heavy into prayer and batten down the hatches of strength and push those oppressive energies away. Hey Bonnie, nice to see you. Dawn has a comment that's off topic, but that's fine. This is Monday Night Psychic Chat. You can talk about whatever you want. But 2 days after Mom passed, she says the orchid she gave me was out of the windowsill and on the kitchen floor. What could that mean? Dawn, that could mean that your mother actually moved that plant to show you that she is still a force in the environment. Sometimes, like something that they gave you or a picture of them will fall off the wall or will move, and it's simply just a sign from them that they are still in the dimension that you're in. So that's probably what that was. Hey Liz, is it spirits or demons that can mimic people or both? We talked about that not too long ago on the show of the doppelgangers. So doppelgangers mimic people and they can mimic animals and other things, but demons can mimic people also. That's very common in some of the research that I did. It is usually to gain your trust, and it's a way into the psyche, and what it does is it works on the person to make them drop their mental blocks and barriers, which is psychic protection, so that the demonic influence can attach. So they want some kind of, similar interest or some kind of base to go on to get in. And that can be mimicking a loved one, mimicking a pet, just anything to have a road in. So, let's see. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Candace. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Wesley. Wesley says, would you post your psychic protection link on your page so that we can see it? Yes, and I'll send it to you. What I do is I go back through the feed and I'm going to address, that's what I try to do for you guys. I try to address every single comment that's made, and that's why I'm telling you that it may be tomorrow morning by the time I get the link to you, but I promise you I will go back and answer every single person's question, and if if you need a link to something, I'm going to send it to you in the comments section. So, hey, Brooke, my babies are watching. Let's see if there's any other comments. Gina says hello, and Wesley says thank you. You're welcome, and guess what? Hey, Elisa, we're 1 minute from ending the show. Gosh, this half hour just goes so quick. I mean, like, we just get into this, and we just get to talking about it, and it's over with, So, Luis, I'm going to let you give the last comment here. Well, if we can go off topic, what are your thoughts about being afraid to meditate because you know it's going to strengthen your own psychic ability? I would say, Luis, you need to get it. There's a yogi's book and I have it in there. You need to get it. It's all about fear and what fear really is. And fear can be one of the biggest stumbling blocks that we put in our own path. I will get you the name of the author of the book. It's a very, very good read. I used it a long time ago to force myself to get out of the box and to do away with a lot of fears that I had about my profession, going forward, making a change, ditching the old paradigm, opening up all of my abilities, because even though I was always doing readings and helping people with hauntings for many, many, many years, like I've been doing readings for 30 plus years, and I've been paranormal investigating and helping people with hauntings for over 20 years. So I had a lot of fears about opening the rest of that up, because I kind of was like you, I think, Luis. I was worried about, would I be able to handle it? Would it cause a mental illness? Would the people around me even be able to handle living with me? Because it's not easy to live with somebody like me. So I had a lot of fear about that. But once I read that book and understood exactly what fear was, it helped me to deal with that so much. And it was such a good book. I can't wait to see what you think about it. So Shannon says, what is a good way to cleanse the house of bad spirits? Shannon, go on to Amazon Kindle and look up Banishment of Negativity. I have an ebook on there. If you have Amazon Prime, you can read it for free. And if you don't, it's like $5. So it will tell you everything you need to know about how to cleanse your house. It tells you what items you can use, why you use them, what kind of entities could be there, and why you're using them against those things. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4 step process in the back about how to do it really quick. So Kayla, let's see, I've had clients come in and state they're being haunted. I absolutely knew it was self-created. Yeah, a lot of people want to be haunted because it is like, I don't know, it makes them feel a little bit more important, I guess, to have this unusual thing attached to them. I want to tell you guys one thing before I sign off. Okay, Kimberly says, what do you think about Waverly Hills Sanatorium? I had experience on the 5th floor and I just can't shake it. Kimberly, you probably picked up an attachment. So I'll send you a link to a file that will show you how to do a salt citrus cleansing. And I use this technique every single time I go and do an investigation to kind of comb my aura and cleanse my aura of anything that might have been attached. But one of the best things to use is jet. Going on any kind of investigation or on-site mediumship, I always carry a piece of jet with me, because this has been reputed for thousands of years, and it has been used against demonic influence, severe negative entities. This is one of the best things that you can use. Tibetan monks used to make their prayer beads out of jet and use those against negative entities. So just a little word of historical reference there. So I'm going to sign off, and I will get to all your questions, I promise. I will answer them all and put all the links in there. It may be tomorrow morning, but I promise I'll get to it. So good night, you guys. Thanks for tuning in for Monday Night Live. Now, don't forget, next Monday night is Halloween. So we're going to be doing, kisses to you guys, we're going to be doing the origins of Halloween. And that'll be interesting too, because I found out some really freaky stuff that's going to be fun to tell you guys about. So kisses from Kentucky, and I'll see you next Monday night. Happy Halloween!